Greetings, wonderful viewers, wherever you are. Welcome to Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution. We are back again, as always, the Gambia, welcoming everybody, especially the new tourists. We are located in the little smiling coast of West Africa, the Gambia, and our studios right here at West Coast Region, side of Gambia, Kombo Farato, West Coast Region, Kombo South. Well, welcome back to another favorite sports program that comes on this medium called Sports 360 Light. Well, Sports 360 Light is right here and comes on the way on Tuesdays and Sunday respectively. And my name is Bakary, Manneh, Big Sam, sports journalist, also the host of this program. Back again with my little boy that I like so much, and this is another guy, another sports journalist doing it very whatever. In fact, I am in love with Afrisports, and this is no other than Barrow, sports journalist, and of course the sport co-host of the famous and of course most followed program on radio right now called Afriradio Sports or Afrisport. Pa, this house now is your home, huh? Welcome again to Sports 360 Live, Pa Barrow.
Many thanks to you, Kewama, the big boss himself, and all the wonderful viewers of Atlantic TV.
Well, thank you very much. We are back for another exciting one, and of course, part today I want us to discuss three areas. That is the Nawetan Jamboree, which is one of the most watched because as the community take ownership, some are wrapping up, some are still on, and of course, the next will be the KM Zonal Championship, which is the first edition going on at the moment. And at the final stage, we can look at a little bit on Gambian sport, especially the delays of the start of the 2025-26 season. And once again, welcome to the program. I know might have the fans watching right now, you know, say hi, Del, and everybody out there too, huh? I know fans especially. And Pa is also the media officer of Hawks FC, huh?
Yes.
Are you ready for the season coming? Pa, welcome again one more time.
Many thanks to you, Kewama. Like I said, definitely it's always a pleasure to share a platform with you, more especially here at the Atlantic TV, the 360 Sports. Indeed, is becoming a dominant force as far as the sport is concerned because of the content that you always come up. Definitely, I'm glad to share a platform with you one more time.
Thank you very much. Moving on, Pa, the Nawetan Jamboree 2025. Going some even elapsed to 2026 in my way. Yes, you follow most of them breakcomers on the famous we talked about it last time, the especially the Super Cup at Serekunda, which is on Serekunda, is one of the exciting grounds to watch. Yes, in 2025, some of the major games that you cover, and especially in Nawetan games.
Yes, like I said, definitely is something very, very exciting. Watching a Nawetan match in the country, you'll be surprised that it attracts more fans and supporters than even the Division 1 and 2, both male and female. The reason to it is definitely the connection to the local area where those teams are from. Especially if you go to Brikama, you watch a Nawetan match there, you definitely want to come back again and watch a Nawetan game. Likewise, at the Serekunda East, we call it the East side, the best side. If you watch a Nawetan match at Serekunda East, whenever Medina is playing a team like Timbuktu and the like are playing, you will definitely want to come back and watch the match there. At the Serekunda West, the same thing. They have now been one of the dominant forces as far as the Nawetan is concerned. So it's always great to watch a Nawetan match. Like I said, it has more connection than the when we talk about Division 1 and 2. The nature of our Division 1 and 2 and the Nawetan are a bit different. That's why one of the reasons it attracted more followers and supporters than the elite of football in the country. I believe that the authorities are watching the program and they will definitely want to find a way out so that they can be able to attract the teams. But when we talk about Nawetan, it's something very, very important. It creates the platform and avenue where the young people that are coming in for the very first time, most of our people, like before, they struggle to have these academic connections. So Nawetan football serve as one of those dominant areas. People are coming in, showcasing their talent. You see the players or coaches, the stars from Division 1 and 2, or these when you talk about the academic clubs in the country or the teams, will be watching now and matches. These are the area where they attracted the show in Brikama, Serekunda East, West, at Banjul. If you go to Bakau, they call themselves the Brazil of Gambian football. You'll be surprised. Most of our star players, if not all of them, but I believe 90% of them that are playing in Division 1 currently started with the North and zones in Brikama, Serekunda East, West, and Manjai. If you talk about the like of Musa Barrow, you go back to their history from Carnifing to Serekunda West. They talk about the like of Eboy and the others. And recently, our star young player that is currently playing in English Premier League started in Bakau. And the Bakau people are very, very proud that they have Yankuba, even though Yankuba is from Bakote, but he has most of his playing time in the Manjai and Bakau. And Bakau is a dominant force as far as the Northern football is concerned. So Kebama, I think Northern is something very vital, and we have to continue giving and creating this platform for the young players, because it is a community football. Fans turn out the Indian numbers. If you go those areas, you talk about the teams from the various areas, everybody is feel connected. Everybody is
like the community takes ownership.
Exactly. They take the ownership simply because it is the connection they have there. You see your son, you see your nephews are playing in those Northern teams. So you want to go and watch them play. So that's why if you go and watch the Northern matches in the Gambia, you'll be surprised that yes, this is a known, recognized league of football in the country, but it attracts more fans and supporters than the elite football in the country.
Talk about Serekunda is, everybody said, yes, fine game, fine football, but the ambience is second to none. I mean, it's like every team in that zone have a prepared fan club that will come. Those days we talk about the how do you call it, the way Smiling Coast fans clubs, etc. But now you have a merge of, some of them will only go there to watch the fans play. So that's I mean you've watched most of them, especially the derby games. You know, how was the atmosphere, or how is the atmosphere at Serekunda East?
The atmosphere is definitely a lead this time around, Kewama, and the kudos to the Serekunda East Sport Committee for coming up with those innovative, and now there is a prize attached to the best fans club at the end of the Northern. So meaning you are making the all the fans club to come up with something ideal, to come up with something dynamic that will be different from what Big Sam has brought here. If I watch you play, like if you go to Serekunda East, you watch Ebeji play, Mamisira and her team, that is the Smiling Coast. You want to go back and watch Ebeji play. Probably if someone asks you a player, one or two from Ebeji, you will not know, but you will not forget the name of the Smiling Coast because of the ambience. If you watch Medina play, definitely they are one of the biggest and one of the best fans club providers at the Serekunda East. Yes.
I wish I could say Serekunda East.
Serekunda East. They are from Talinding, very close to Buvazon. They are not far from Ebeji, and the close neighbor to Juventus that are into the final. So Juve Medina played the semi-final, that is the League Cup final, semi-final. It was definitely a cracker. Last Saturday was a good game of football.
That was a derby game.
The derby game. When we call the derby, that is one of the derby. It started from home to the park, and not only on the pitch of football, but between the fans upstairs there. Definitely, it was a very good game on that particular date. When you talk about derby, this is exactly the derby that we mean. Like I said, the committee has come up with this idea. Not only the best player or the best team at the end of the Northern tournament, but at the end of this season, there will be a prize, and there is a prize attached to the best fans club of the year. So now, if you want them to play a typical Jola culture, a typical Jola dynamic that they come up, they represent Bijanker, coming all the way from the Nema end. They play their Northern as Serekunda East. But if you watch them play, Big Sam, you'll be surprised that you see Mary, you haven't they are at that age, but they will be coming in.
And that's they are
they are around the name, around Bundu.
Around Bundu, okay.
So many teams that are coming with a very good number of fans base this year. You have their mobilizers, you have everything. Small kids who want to come up and watch their game because of the connection that they have with their team. If you watch a Gothby play or you watch Maktab Warriors, they are into the final, the League Cup, they will be playing against Juventus on the 29th of this month. So
that is Serekunda final.
Maktab will take on the Juventus, the League Cup. So the knockout final that is scheduled for this Saturday, the 22nd, will be between Medina and that of Len Juga. Medina is from Talinding, Len Juga is from Abuko. So you see how it means. So whatever, two communities are coming face to face in the knockout cup. That will be on Saturday, the 22nd of November 2025 at the Serekunda East. Go to Serekunda West.
Yes.
The same thing. You see the fans are coming in. This year, Bilbao, one young team from Joswang, are into both final, both the league and that of the knockout. I think you will be surprised a bit, but that is exactly what is happening. They have a very good number of fans and supporters coming in to support their team. And if you watch Babum Fati, the name is familiar to everyone in this country. They have a team. There is a team from Babum. Exactly. There is a team coming from Babum Fati. The community there, they will come up in their numbers. If you are playing against Babum Fati, that will be a traffic block. People walk from Babum Fati to Serekunda West just to watch their team play. You have a Bilbao, you have a Badala around that so they all come up. This is exactly what we talk about. This is one of the reasons why the night on football attract more supporters and the fan base than the elite football.
Yeah, because I think somewhere last Friday, late evening, I was driving my kids. They're going to their grandma for the weekend. So we passed through Senegal, coming right down to Manjai. And by then, this game finished at Manjai Park. You cannot believe the amount of people that comes out from that. You know, my little was asking, I said, they're from the park, it's the game. So you can see the community, they're coming, I mean, especially like the area that you're playing. Go to Manja, go to West, go to Bakau, come to Brikama, a very big Navetan. In fact, they are in their round of 16 to quarter. You know, they are mostly the last because they have a lot of teams that even qualified again, you will have 70 something teams.
So, and then,
I mean, huge people, I mean, before past that, you go to CRR, very big community football now. You know, Kerewan Sambasire, they call it the home of football. You go, I mean, everywhere there, and then you will believe me, pa, any little village that you go, not about football, but you will see fans dressed in their attires coming out in their number, and it's like community just love that. If you are going to send a word to the stakeholders or to the general about the Navetan before we move to our next one, what would be your message?
I think the concentrations will be based on the fans a bit. The communities, the committees that are entrusted around those various zones should give an attention to the Nawetan, to the fan base from these Nawetan centers. Like Serekunda is doing. It's good to learn good thing from someone that you are all adhere to do something that is definitely going to generate and bring something very important as far as the development is concerned. So now the people of Serekunda West can learn one or two things from Serekunda East. East can do the same thing from Brikama, and Brikama can take one from Bakau. So for me, I will be very impressed, and definitely will be very, very happy to see committees to look and concentrate on the fan base. Give them, create so many things for them so that they can be coming up in their numbers. You'll attract more numbers to come, because the more fans that turn up in their numbers to support their various team, the more revenue for the team and for that of the committee itself. Because if 100 fans that turn up, imagine they are going into the VIP area to support their team. At Serekunda East, the entrance there is $50 to the covered. How much are we talking about? What about when we have more than 200-300 people coming up to support and see their team play? I believe that is a good revenue for the teams and that of for the committee. So the committee should take and concentration and look to the fans, know that they are part and parcel of the game, and they are very important. They call the number 12 of the beautiful game of football.
Well, they played a lot, and then they make sure that the team played. So they are very well big time stakeholders. You're watching Atlantic TV Sport 360 Live. Myself, Big Sam, alongside Barrow. Moving on to our next agenda, that is the KM Zonal. Well, West Coast Region, thank you so much. Salute to you. You are now in your 5th edition, 5 years, and a big thanks this time that our very own, in fact, for 4 good years we were struggling, no sponsor, but this time around, our very own area council and the, of course, up out there, Honorable Chairman Yankuba have come in to aid over $500,000 together. All the teams have their own jersey, 2 football and a pump, and that was a good starter. Thank you so much once again. After 5 years, KM are doing their 4th edition. How comes? What motivates KM to come? What do you? I know you are part and parcel of the. Take us the road to KM 1st edition of the zonal championship.
A very good initiative from KM, and very impressive that they were able to learn 1 or 2 things, like I was saying earlier on. From the West Coast. So kudos to the organizers of the West Coast, the past committee, and those that are currently there. That's a very good one. We talk about the Northern, and we have to talk about the zonals. I believe before each and everyone will want to see Brikama zonals, the team playing against Serekunda East or Banjul. It's always a good ambience, it's always a good atmosphere to watch a zonal championship. But we all understand that when we were stranded simply because of the lack of the playing areas have become a problem. When those renovations started, and it took us long before it would finish, the zonals could not continue. And now the schedule is very, very tight as far as the Northern qualifiers, Northern proper, and Division 1 and 2 definitely are also tight. The calendar is very, very tight, so they could not come up with the nations zonals. So West Coast decided to go up with their own, and it's very, very successful. And this is their 5th edition. Serekunda, for that of KM, has been planning. It could not be. It could not go through. It was definitely very difficult to come up with these zones under one umbrella and organize zonals like this. The West Coast are doing. Why not? We can also do the same. And thank God that this year they were able to come up with this great initiative, and the zones has definitely see the benefit in it and knows exactly that yes, why not, we can go in for it, and it's going to benefit us in the sense that we are giving more chances for our players to go out and showcase their talent, because most of the players that are selected in the zonals are definitely not competing in the Division 1 and 2. Because you know very well in the Gambia, if you are a regular starter for Brikama United and you play more than 5 matches,
you are not qualified. Just like West Coast, you're not playing.
Exactly. So this is exactly what is happening. Division 1 and 2 players are not qualified to play and participate in the Northern centers. You can only play if you are not active. You may be a former player for Brikama United, but as far as you are currently active with your Brikama Hawks or Real de Banjul, you are out there. You don't have anything to do with the Northern. You will only be a spectator or be part of your community to go and support. So this is a great platform to give the young players in order for them to come up and showcase their talent. West Coast has been doing it for 5 years. KM has started it, and it's very, very successful the 1st year. We are into the final.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Which one? You're into the final already?
Yeah, already. Because the numbers are in the KM is
yes, I was coming to how many? Because somebody was telling me something. If you can see this guy, I mean, how many participate this year?
This year is only 4 zones that participated.
And that is
Bakary, Serekunda East, Manjai, and Serekunda Central. It's supposed to be 5, but unfortunately Serekunda West pull out to the very last minute before we do
due
the
to some stuff.
They could not participate.
So who are into the finals?
It's Serekunda East and Manjai that will play the final.
I know East will not be upset in this final, but somebody was telling me, he said, you look at West Coast, it's like 11 zone, but now 13 are playing. In fact, they put some ball. Now they were saying if that could be an idea that yes, the guy said it's 4, 5, but Serekunda West pull out, so it's 4. But then how about you guys look at this? Have 6, for example, because Banjul cannot play zonals out there.
Yes,
so maybe you can have Banjul, Bakau, Serekunda West, Serekunda East, Manjai, and what, so that you can have like 6. So it could be maybe if how do you think about that?
It's a possibility, and in fact, it will make more lively to the competition
Because
itself.
Banjul will come in with Banjul.
Come, and when Banjul come, the people of KM will say, no, Banjul cannot come here and dominate us. Banjul want to go there and say that we are going there, and we are going to dominate.
Exactly.
So it's going to be bring more excitement. The agility will be there among the zones for themselves to be part of this competition, and you want to, at the end of the day, you want to be on top.
That is going to be a very good part.
Like the saying goes, you can only win where you compete.
Exactly.
If you are not part of the competition, definitely forget about the winning. That is not for
No, you are not. You are not.
So this is it. Now we have a Manjai, Serekunda East, Serekunda Central, and Bakau. If we can have a Banjul
and West again this time
next,
to come
next year, it will be very, very
important. Maybe 2 group of 3.
Exactly. So that will make more it will make the zonals more lively, and it will give a more light to it, and it can attract so many teams to come in the future, and will attract the sponsors that will come in.
So what was the mode that you were playing with this 14? What was the mode? How were you playing? Is it every team play each other, or
exactly? That's what happened. The first game, it was Manjai versus Bakau. The game played inside Bakau. It ended in a 1-1 draw between Manjai and that of Bakau. Serekunda East played against Serekunda Central at the Serekunda East ground. It ended 4-0 in favor of Serekunda East. So the second game, it was the other way around. Manjai host Serekunda Central inside Manjai. Manjai won, and Serekunda East played against Bakau inside Serekunda East. East won that game. So automatically, the 2 teams with the highest point at the end of the day would go to the final, because we have only 4. So the third game that was played, Serekunda East played against Manjai inside Serekunda East, but already they knew, yes, if Manjai won or draw, they will qualify alongside with Serekunda East. So Bakau were waiting for their fate against Serekunda Central. They need to score a good number of goals in order for them to be favorable, or Serekunda East to beat Manjai. But unfortunately, Manjai won that game. Already Serekunda East qualified already, waiting for their opponent in the final. Manjai are now going to play against Serekunda East in the final. So this is the format for the 4th edition of the zonals competition. And Kebama, one thing that I am definitely excited about, kudos to the organizers, the transparency aspect of it. They will come up, the organizing committee for the zonals. I believe sustainability is the most important thing, and we have to continue talking about that. As far as this country is concerned, the committee set up a standard. I only hope and pray that it will maintain what they come up this year. The amount of tickets that sold at the gate, they will come up and say that yes, 10 tickets were sold at the gate, and this is the amount that we have. The percentage, 35% goes to the teams. That is 70% of it. And now the remaining 30% of the money will go to the committee after the expenditure. So Serekunda East versus Manjai, they sold more than $60,000. About 111 tickets were sold at the gate, the covered and that of the uncovered. They generated more than $60,000 at the gate. So each teams get 35% of that money. So everything was spelled out. It was spelled out. The number of tickets that was sold, the match expenditure, the percentage to the teams were spelled out. Everybody can see visibly. And another good thing is that they share it in their platforms. It was shared at the Serekunda East zones, now the WhatsApp group, Manjai, Bakau, and Central, all the 4 zones. And it's out down there on their Facebook page and others as well. So it is maintained. It's a good standard. Hope and pray that it will be maintained. Not the government that they will take a good road and I don't know, they will never maintain it. So the biggest problem we have, no one will tell you. Sustainability is the biggest problem we face. So when is that final schedule or not yet? The final is not yet scheduled. It's not scheduled. But I believe that they are waiting because Serekunda East will be playing. And I know the zonal, I know the final is going to be played at East. Yeah. For sure, maybe East is also the I mean, we hope that the game played at Serekunda East because it's a crowd pulling zone, and very accessible too. Anywhere you come from, Brikama, from everywhere you can. Finally, before we now jump to our final round, do you have anything for us?
any information regarding the KM zone. But I think by this idea, tell the guys if they have 6 next year, that'll be awesome. Banjul comes and then we have more games played, and then that also can be a...
Like the saying goes, great minds think alike.
Yeah.
So this is a good one. I'm not surprised that Kewama is coming up with this. So,
yeah, because Banjul cannot organize a zone. It's only one team.
That's for fact.
Yeah, they can just
Banjul cannot definitely organize a zone among themselves. The only thing that they can do, join the KM or West Coast, and then the idle place is KM.
Yeah, not West Coast. We don't want them to cross Lameng. So let them stop. Because even if you see in private, they say, normally in Region 1, they will also bring schools in Banjul to go and Region 1. So let them join you.
Anyway, that's a good one. But like I said, this is a good initiative. I hope that it will be maintained and going forward. If the National Zonal Championship cannot be organized back, it is possible, but why not? We can stick to these regional zonal championship. You see, a commitment from the Brikama Area Council. And before we go, they came. When the KM zonals was also organized, the mayor was also has to pop in and come up with a contribution, to it. I think that's a good one. There is a budget already.
And we want LRR, my camp people, the NPR, the CRR, and then they're very big community, and you have the URR.
I hope my people in
for the four and the guys, so sit and young counting, and the crew. But thank you very much. And now to the final part of the today's discussion on Sports 360. Of course, like once again, remind you, Sport 360 Live on Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution. My name is Bakary, Manneh, Big Sam, and the host is Barrow, famously Afriradio Sports, right here. Yes. Governments have been crying. I mean, a lot of noise have been that the GFF was about to start. Everybody was standing still. In fact, there was a time West Coast Zonals were holding on their Super Cup because they didn't know whether this one, they will play the Super Cup on a Saturday or Sunday. All of a sudden, it fades. That means there's a delayance in the GFF calendar. And I think this is something that is costing teams that are training, already doing they have done their recruitment and they are training. And then, we also had a registration of players have also been moved. It's supposed to be closed with this move. Talk us through to that, the GFF delayance and some of the financial, and yes.
It is unfortunate, I will call it that way. Definitely very disappointed, me, myself, like a keen flower of Division 1. I'm very, very disappointed that the margins cannot be held as planned. We talk about it and we always complain about the calendar that we have. But I think the federation, the organizing committee of the GFF should have to come up with a very good standard and let them have a calendar for itself so that this calendar can be maintained. If you delay the Division 1 this year, you are affecting the next year calendar. Because what you are running, definitely that's going to happen at the end of the day. Teams are training, financially it will cost them. You don't know when and where the matches will even start. Division is supposed to start on the 1st of November 2025, but they know very well that it's definitely not doable to start a Division 1 matches. Where are you going to play matches? GFF don't have a ground to play matches. The only ground owned by the federation is at the goal project. In fact, if you go there and see the condition, is it idle or is it in a good position, in a better position to host Division 1 or 2 matches? For me, left to me alone, matches will not be played there, more especially competitive games. It should be a training ground, a training center for the kids and those that are preparing for their teams. But like a competitive matches, Division 1 and 2 should not be played there. So this is a factor. Brikama are busy with their now. Will you go to Brikama and say...
And the zonal is also on there.
Yes, zonal is also on. If you go to Serakunda East, the East zones is part of those fields that will host the Division 1 and 2 matches this year. Will you go to Serakunda East and tell them, stop your now we are starting Division 1? No. Likewise, if you go to Bakau, it's definitely not possible. So this is exactly that they have to come up with a good calendar that will not affect the Nawetan and it will not affect the Division 1. How are they going to do that? It is not a rocket science. We have the competition department at the federation. They are there to come up with the good ideas. That is why they are there. So this is why we have all been crying for. put the right people at the right places. No offense to anyone,
I know.
but we have to understand these things. Put the right people in the right place. We need to have a good heads together and organize these things together with the zones there. Let's have a better calendar, because the zones in Brikama and Serakunda East, Serakunda West, they have to play their qualifiers. That is where they generate most of the funds.
To be used in the
They are using in the to sustain their zones. If you see what is happening in Brikama today, majority of those funds are from where? The qualifiers and that of the proper Nawetan. If you go to Serakunda East, they were able to construct the 2 pavilions for themselves. The Serakunda East Committee. Where did they generate that fund from? It's from the Nawetan proper and that of the qualifiers. They cannot left the qualifiers, or you cannot say that we are taking only 10 teams for the qualifier. It's not fair to the teams within the area. So those things should be put into consideration, and the Gambia Football Federation should know and understand that as far as that they don't have a proper and a better calendar, there will be a continuous delay.
And
as far as the
registration of players have also been moved.
Yes, because it was the first data was on the 16th.
Okay.
That is the closure of the registration. And now you know what is happening. We are into the TMS system. The players have been registered online. Okay. You need to have the details of a particular player, his name, the picture of that particular player, his birth certificate or the passport that he has. All those things, the details should be registered. We are into the TMS system. That is where what FIFA are introducing to all the MS, the member association now. So now you have teams that need to have the time to do so. And the data players that have been scouted in the Northern are still busy with their Northern. For example, a team in Brikama that are preparing for their quarterfinal matches, will you be able to have that particular person playing training at Hawks regularly? No. No, it will not be fair to that team. Serakunda is there is a final already scheduled for Saturday, the 22nd and the 29th. If a player is playing in Medina and training in Real Banjo, do you think Real will stop that player from not playing?
No way, because it's from there.
Exactly. So this is it. It forced them to push the deadline to the 30th. That is the end of this month. November. The registration. The proper opening of the Division 1, the Super Cup, was scheduled for on the 1st of November.
So now?
Yes. Now there is a date.
So it has to be in December.
It has to be in December.
That's well, thank you. So that's what time definitely to. But finally, before you go, we give you that part. Anything you have for views?
Many thanks to the viewers. Definitely it was a great pleasure to share a platform with you, Kebama. You have led the way for us, people like us, definitely as being a good admirer of you.
Thank you.
And thank God we are where we are today, to people like you who has contributed and bear the way for us. My great sister, that is Princess Barrow, the best sister in the world. So kudos, Masona. So
thank you very much, Pa Barrow. It's good also to, that's why all the time I have to bring him here. I mean, Pa is very involved in most of this, especially when it comes to KM area, etc. So it's been a very good one. Hope you out there, viewers, love it. We'll be back with more sports. Meanwhile, thanks to hi Kumbis, big thanks to my favorite cameraman there, that is Edwin Wabaji, Tima Aliu, and of course Matar. On that note, we'll be back with more Sports 360 for you, but then keep on sporting. Bye.